Over the period, there has been a lot of developments which the family, which is the Kodzoga royal family, finds to be quite disturbing and unfortunate. But we've tried everything possible, humanly possible, to let peace prevail for progress to be made. But the issues have been incessant and continuing unabated. The last of this was the person, which is the Kodzoga royal family, believes they have installed as a queen mother, decided to pick a gazette form, fill same, and submit for gazetting, which we found to be inappropriate because per the custom of Akpini, queen mothers do not own a black stool. They are associated with the black stool. So when the issue of this gazette came, we found it to be unfortunate because the traditional council was to have referred all such forms to the research committee for them to find out the authenticity of the installation process according to section 57(1) of the Chieftaincy Act and according to article 277 of the Constitution. So I raised objection at the plenary of the council. The council said they were going to look into the matter. Time had elapsed and no action was being taken. My next inquiry made me to understand that since the council has already processed the form and it is left the council, there is nothing the council could do. We found it to be rather unfortunate when the council said they cannot do anything about it. Well, we knew from the onset that it is only by the Kodzoga royal family that a queen mother can be installed. They, in their affidavit, made it quite clear that the Kodzoga royal family did not play any role, were not involved in her nomination, her selection, and her installation. And that was done by another family, which we, per our facts, are not members of the Kodzoga royal family. Neither are they kingmakers as far as the Kodzoga royal family was concerned. The ruling of the High Court came on the 21st of May. And the High Court is per the closing remarks of the judge saying that, look, we have come challenging for the administrative aspect of the High Court to be invoked. But our summons and their affidavit clearly brings to the fore a matter regarding who are the rightful kingmakers or queenmakers for the divisional stool of Gadza, which is the Kodzogan stool. And for that matter, the High Court lacks jurisdiction to adjudicate on that matter, which means the High Court is saying they cannot handle chieftaincy matters. We should take it to the appropriate courts. Per the affidavit and the ruling of the High Court, the person we believe that we had installed, which they as a community knew that it's only by the Kodzogan stool that she is being called a queen mother of Gadza and bears the name so-called Mama Kodzoga V. The person per her affidavit is clearly indicating that we aren't the ones who installed her. In fact, we didn't play any role and we are not involved in anything that concerns them and their queenmothership. So we said, fine, the community should know that henceforth, that is what they have said per the affidavit, which is a public document sworn. So we don't have any banter with them as far as their status with whichever stool she's associated with is concerned. Per her affidavit, she has disassociated herself from the Kodzogan stool and the rights and privileges of the Kodzogan stool, which belongs to the Kodzoga royal family, cannot so be enjoyed by her and people related to her. And for that matter, my family should equally be aware. And since it's a high court ruling, there are a lot of actions that has become incumbent upon the traditional council, the regional house of chiefs, and the national house of chiefs to undertake in this matter. We believe that this brings to a fore a really daunting responsibility on the traditional council and the regional house of chiefs and the national house of chiefs, that there must be a proper way of gazetting people in traditional areas, and administrative processes set out must be followed to the latter to prevent disputes and conflicts in traditional areas, which is heavily affecting development and cohesion of people within those traditional areas. It behoves on the right thinking people to ask for the right things to be done. Our actions will be informed by our council. We do not know which actions they will propose after they fully studied the document. They are still studying, they are still looking at their options. Once they are convinced that those are the right actions, we will proceed and get it done.